What's up, everybody? Big Hurt, getting down fresh out. You tuned into another edition of Prison Talk. Want to say thank you for subscribing to the channel. Thanks for all the support. You know, we've been really getting screwed around on YouTube, so we're pushing more to Patreon. Make sure you guys go and subscribe to our Patreon so that we can bring you the raw and uncut versions of all these videos. And I want to talk about what they do in prison. And one of the things they do in prison is they condition you to accept a program. And they call it a program, and they even have a manual, you know, your program, you know, where you go in, you get a job, or you work in the factory, or you work in the kitchen, and then you're supposed to hang out and play chess, or you join a softball team, a basketball team, or you do some type of activity that has been structured by the prison, which structures you to be conditioned a certain way, which is setting you up to be programmed so when you get out, you're quite submissive. You're a good little fella. You follow all the rules. Well, when you start thinking on your own and you don't allow yourself to fall into that program, that's when you wake up. That's when you figure out that this is all an illusion. And that's what keeps you from not falling back into old ways or becoming conditioned that this is something that's normal. See, in prison, one of the main things that I, in my mind, stood by was that I wasn't an inmate. I wasn't an ex-con. I was Big Herc, or you call me Marcus. But I didn't go by that inmate bullshit. That's the first step in conditioning you to accept a reality that's not real. It's no different than the Matrix. It's not real. It's a program. So I never accepted that program. I always did things outside that box, and I always told myself I'm just passing through. I didn't sit around and play chess or play basketball or do a lot of the activities. You know, I did stuff. I had homies in there that I would chop it up with in the law library or kick game with, but I didn't do the typical things because I felt like my time was more valuable. And even though I had committed an act of bank robbery, and yes, I got caught, yes, I had a gun, yes, there was a high-speed chase, yes, I pled guilty, I still looked for a way out, which perplexed a lot of people because they're like, well, man, why don't you just do your time? Well, I said, why don't you do your time? You do yours, I'll do mine. You don't have to follow my program, I won't follow yours. But I know a lot of guys that went to prison, and because they actually looked, they found that there was ways that the government had messed up, which allowed them to get out early. So I was always looking for some type of procedural violation or something that possibly was overlooked that I didn't know about, and it could possibly lead to my early release. See, I was different than a lot of guys. I also knew how to move in different circles, so I not only communicated with the brothers, but I had white friends, Filipino, Asian, Native American, Hispanic, just people everywhere that I talked to so that I could get game from every facet. I didn't limit myself to one demographic, which also went against the rules of prison, because prison wants you to be this type of dude. You got to talk to these people, and that's structured like that on purpose. And when you follow that structure, it keeps you from really seeing the big play. And the big play is not being able to elevate yourself once you get out of there. I did a lot of things differently, and that's why I actually had this platform, and we were one of the pioneers in putting together a platform like this, which didn't glorify or boast about prison accolades per se. We answered questions, we gave stories, but it wasn't like we were proud of it. I would have much rather had stories about how I accomplished great things on the street in regards to success rather than having to go into prison and had to stab somebody, or, you know, I was this dude on a yard, because that shit means nothing on the street. But anyways, like I said, you know, prison is set up a certain way to make you think a certain way, and it's conditioned for you to react a certain way. And when you can, you know, now they have video games in there and all type of other distractions to entertain you with, you're missing the big picture. And there's definitely a bigger picture when it comes to what you're capable of doing when you get out. And I never put limitations. I had, you know, I used to look at a lot of, you know, read a lot of business books and put a lot of, you know, ideas together. And I never thought of myself as getting out and being a regular guy, because that's not in my nature. But prison, it's a cold program, you guys. And we're going to try to keep bringing you guys dope content. But make sure you go to our Patreon to get the real game. And we'll keep you guys laced up. Big Herc, fresh out Prison Talk.